folks, the next video of dubious quality is how to make the bullets hurt our opponent, okay? So, rather than hitting play and showing that they don't do anything right now, let's go open up the projectile. So far we've opened up the rifle, or dragged it out. We've opened up the weapon component to fix player 2's shoot location, or rotation I should say. And we're going to open up the BP first person projectile. Now, maybe some of you have seen this before, maybe you haven't. Really quickly, this says when this projectile hits something, well, check if that thing is simulating physics. If it is, if that's true, then give it some impulse and multiply the velocity times 100 and send that thing flying if it's a physics object. And then destroy this projectile. In the viewport, we can see that this is just a sphere, and it's got a collision component, a collider, and a projectile movement component, which deals with flying projectiles, and it has a bunch of properties or variables that you can change over here. Be careful. If you change something and you don't know how to fix it, you'll have to hit these arrows to get it back, or go on Google or redo the project. So only mess with stuff if you know how to undo it with Control-Z. Let's go fix this bad boy. I have another screenshot of dubious help right here that kind of has it numbered. 1, 2, we've already done. Open up the projectile blueprint in Content First Person Blueprints. And let's go do steps 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to right click in the empty space and type Apply Damage. Now, this is a pretty darn cool thing in Unreal. It's called a interface. You can apply damage to anything, any blueprint that this bullet projectile can hit. It could be a wall or a player or a power-up, and it can react differently based on what you do in your script, what your apply damage script does. So let me show you how this works. We are going to want to apply damage whether the thing we're shooting has physics or not. So even if it's one of these blue boxes, we still want to try to apply damage. If it's a wall, we want to try to apply damage. And even if it was another weapon, maybe we could damage that. It's up to us when we make the game. So what do? We take this apply damage block, and we're going to put it between add impulse and destroy actor. And it could maybe go somewhere else, but I'm just going to take it like this. Maybe I'll put it up for a second so you can kind of see the flow. I'm going to redirect it and say, hey, that physics object we were trying to apply impulse to, I want you to try to apply damage to it also. And we're going to drag this and reconnect it. So we basically kind of just hijacked and put an apply damage block in between these two blocks. The problem is we also want to apply damage even if the thing wasn't a physics object. So we come off this branch that we're checking if is the object we hit simulating physics. Well, if that's true, do this thing and then this thing. And if it's false, skip the add impulse, the physics impulse or burst, and just go straight to applying damage. And I can't find a place where I can put this where it's 100% obvious what's going on, so I'll just move it right there a little bit. Now, the question is, what are we applying damage to? We need a damaged actor to apply damage to, and we need an amount. Students always forget to put some number in here. If you're smart enough to make a health setup where your enemies have health and stuff, we can do that. But for now, it doesn't matter. It just can't be 0. We can go 999, 999, or 100 or whatever, but I'm going to go 25. We could even do 1. We're going to die even if we just take 1 damage, all right? So we need to make sure who is getting damaged. If we compile this right now, it should be mad at us and say who is being damaged. We're going to hook the other object that was hit up to the damaged actor, okay? So again, this is hard to see. I'm going to move it around for a minute so you can kind of see that other is flowing up to apply damage, and true and false. True is going into add impulse, and that's coming up there. False side of this branch is coming down here. And if you don't quite understand branches and stuff, that's okay for now. Let's see if I can move this up a little bit. Yeah, that's maybe the best way to see it. So, all right, that's all we need to do there, if I remember correctly. We might not want to always destroy the actor just yet, so we might fix this later, but I'm going to keep going. If I hit play now and go shoot bullets, we don't know if damage is being applied, so we have to go on the other side of this. We only want one person to receive damage, and it's one of these blueprints, again, in Content First Person Blueprints. You know which one? That's right, Mr. Grammar. It is BP first-person character, which is if I hit play, Shift F1 to get the mouse out, eject, and I can fly around while a game is playing in play mode, and I can click on this and see that, oh, these guys are Blueprint first-person character 0 and 1. That's who they are. So these are both clones of this blueprint. I'm going to double-click it, and this is where things get a little bit scary. This character is a little bit complicated. I'm going to go to the viewport before the event graph. Now, there's three things here, three windows: construction script, event graph where the code goes, the blueprints go, and the viewport where we assemble our object. If you can't see those, you might need to go Window, Load, Classic to get all these windows back, okay? And again, double click on this first person character. All right. And let's go do it. We're going to leave all of the looking and jumping and movement alone, and we're going to come to the very bottom is where I like to do it. I'm going to right click and type damage. Okay, now there's a whole bunch of damage things here and none of them look like the right one to me. So I'm going to type event damage. Oh, there it is. Event any damage. Okay, so maybe you should type any damage to limit it down. There we go. Event any damage. If I hover over it, it says event when this actor takes any damage. Okay, so this is kind of cool. This is the connection between apply damage, which was the interface I spoke of earlier that could be applied to almost any blueprint in the game, anything that can be shot, and this specific blueprint is our blueprint first-person character, our robot. Okay, so what do we want to do in their damage? For now, in this video, we're just going to drag off this box and type print, and I don't like hello, I'm going to change it to ouch. Okay, now if I compile this, zoom in a little bit so you can see, I guess I can, I'll put a comment there later. It's only 2 blocks right now. If I come hit play right now, my bullet disappears and there's no ouching going on. And it made me super sad until I remembered. This first-person projectile, if you can't see it, you'll come back here and double-click on the yellow ball. Again, we're in Content, First-Person Blueprints. And you'll see under the viewport that this projectile is made up of 3 things: a collision component, a sphere for looks, this is the mesh, the triangles that make it up, and the material if there is one, and the projectile movement, which is the code and the variables for making it move. Well, the collision component is the one we care about. It's colliding with something, but not everything. Okay, I am going to type the word collision here, C-O-L-L, and you'll see there's a collision menu. Okay, if you want to do that, that's great. I usually like scrolling down, and it's past rendering, right past physics. And if you want to collapse all these, you can, if you're not sure what they do. It might be a little less scary if you make all these arrows point to the right until you see, now rendering is visible or hidden in game. Some of us have made a soccer project where we've seen that we can make things invisible and visible, or hidden just when we hit play and visible when we're editing. Physics, oh, that's a good one. Maybe some of you have seen that before. And right under physics is where collision is, okay? We're going to ignore most of the collision stuff except for collision presets. You can see that this thing is blocking or hitting everything in the game, including vehicles, other projectiles. If we shot our projectiles at each other, they bounce off of each other. But it is not colliding with pawn, which is what my first-person character blueprint is. I think they put it this way so you wouldn't accidentally shoot yourself in the head or in the arms or something. So if we go check this and hit compile, now go back to the game and hit play, go grab your bullets, and oops, I probably should, yeah, there we go. Go grab both guns, one. And actually, he's over there somewhere. He's just kind of invisible. So I'm going to go, yeah, I'm a bad aim at invisible robots. So now I can see the guns floating, and now if I shoot, boom, ouch. And this guy's shooting, ouch. So there is some ouching going on, and that's a good start for our projectile and first-person character damage blueprints. Let's add some more to this in the next video. We'll see you then.